YouTube. So the class will be recorded on YouTube. And I'm going to go, I don't know, maybe about 30 minutes or so. So hopefully you guys get your butts in here so you can learn something. All right. So let me get my notes together so I can make sense of what I'm saying. No teacher is perfect. They need to have a script as well. so, so I'm going to kind of talk about this here. All right. Let me see here. One second, guys. All right, so we're gonna start with let me see here. All right. The first mistake that is commonly made is considered a subject-verb agreement. So, a subject-verb agreement is basically errors occur. I can't see myself. So, errors occur when the subject and verb don't match in a number or person, especially with compound subjects or indefinite pronouns. All right, if you guys have questions about what I'm saying, please don't hesitate to ask. So I'm gonna kind of give you guys an example. Some people might say things like, the team are playing well. Well, that's incorrect. It's the team is playing well. The team is playing well. For another example might be, that's wrong. So here's a wrong example. The staffs are meeting in the conference room, right? The staffs are meeting in the conference room. So the correct way we should say. Now, again, if I find that these examples could work when you're speaking, then I will say something. But we would never, ever be caught dead saying the staffs are meeting in the conference room. And I'm going to have to give you advanced learners a hard time. You guys can still hear me, right? Just making sure. Making sure. You guys can still hear me. So, just making sure. All right, perfect. So, so again, if I find that it's a mistake, but it's appropriate, I will let you know. But we would never say the staffs are meeting in the conference room. Okay, we would say the staff are meeting in the conference room. Okay, the staff are meeting in the conference room. Even to say the staff is meeting in the conference room would be also correct as well. I'm going to be going on the American grammatic base. I do understand there's some exceptions with British grammar and American grammar. So both could be correct. If I say something's incorrect and it can be proven by British grammar that it is correct, then okay, no problem. I'm not going to argue with that. All right. He don't like coffee. I hear that a lot. And guys, I hate to break it to you, but this is coming from advanced learners or people who consider themselves fluent, or even worse, people who consider themselves to be a teacher. I'll hear them go, "Oh, he don't like coffee. He don't like coffee. We're not in the hood or whatever. We're not in an unrural area where they're uneducated, right? Or whatever. I don't know. We're not in a place where we're gonna be saying he don't like coffee. That's a mistake that people make. Fix it. He doesn't like coffee. Anytime, guys, you want to chime in the chat with a correct answer, no, well, I'm not going to confirm or deny that. I'm not going to say that is true or not true. So I'm not going to say that it's true or not true. This is a live thing. Luckily, the chat's not here to see what I'm saying. But no, I'm going to say, no, it's not. You cannot just say it is unless you are of that descent. But again, you can't speak for everybody. I think that's a racist thing to say, too. But we're not from an area where have, has, okay, he has, she has, I have, you have, we have. Is that what you want to know? They have, we have, I have. Yeah, they have. He has, she has, it has. The dog has a collar. The cat has a purple bowl. My mom has a pink shirt. My dad has a big hat. Whatever. Has, third person, yes, yes. Johnny has. Mary has. My dog has. My snake has. Okay? That is also a very, very common mistake. Yes. I have, you have. Correct. Yes, yes. Donnie and Johnny have. Yes, yes, yes. Because we're referring to two people. Yes. They, because they consider themselves as they. Two or more people have. My family is coming to visit me next week. So the correction would be. Now, I'm gonna go on here and say that in this example, both would be correct. My family is coming to visit me next week. My family are coming to visit me next week. Maybe it's a British thing. I don't know. That doesn't seem correct to me. My family is coming to visit me next week. I don't agree with this correction. My family are coming to visit me next week. It's wrong. So that correction is wrong. My family is coming to visit me next week. The book that I read it last, so listen carefully. The book that I read it last week was amazing. The book that I read it last week was amazing. The book that I read it last week was amazing. That is wrong. The book that I read last week was amazing. Okay? I'm going to do something for you guys because I can. Let me go to my lives. And I'm going to post this stuff in my live. Hopefully you guys are subscribed. Hopefully you guys are subscribed to, let's see here. I thought it was live. Interesting. Am I not live? I don't see my live. That's kind of funny.
Hey guys, my name is.
Let me see what's going on. I was gonna say you guys can watch it live, and I will. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's considered private. Why? Why is it private? Okay. Okay, there we go. Now you guys should be able to see it. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a link for this. And I'm going to change the thumbnail later. So, any other questions, guys? So this is the live. All right, this is the live. And now ignore the thumbnail. The thumbnail is wrong. I'll fix it later. Any questions so far based on what I've said? So let's talk about articles, guys. Let's talk about articles. So in regards to articles, it's a misuse or omission of an article. A and the is common, especially when abstract nouns or when referring to general concepts. All right, so let me give you guys some more context here. So for example, basically are used to specify or indicate the presence of a noun, a, and, or indefinite articles used to refer to non-specific nouns, while the is the definite article used to refer to specific nouns. Now, I might be mistaken, but there might be some British exceptions to the rule or something of that sort. So, for example, I want to be astronaut. 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 That makes sense? I want to be astronaut. We're not going to say I want to be astronaut. I want to be an astronaut. And not to be confused with a, right? We're not going to say a astronaut, right? I want to be an astronaut. All right? I want to be an astronaut. All right? She is going, now this is where it comes into British grammar. And those who study British grammar can please correct me. Yeah, exactly, Franco. Yeah, never. There are minor exceptions with the A, but I forget in my head what they are. The grammar nuts here, who are probably far better versed than I am. I'll give you this. You guys are good, better versed when it comes to written grammar. But spoken grammar, I notice a lot of mistakes. But there is a rule where you can say and then with a vowel word, but it has to follow another word. I forget the rules of that. Maybe Franco might know what that rule is. No. And honesty, what does that mean? Maybe. What? No, we wouldn't say an horse. We say a horse. Oh, maybe an hour. Oh, an hour. Because the H is silent. Yeah. So an hour. So an hour would be an exception where you have the consonant there. Hour is H-O-U-R. So an hour a day, speak English an hour a day, not a hour a day. So an honest man, yeah. So I think it's with H. It's with H, but I thought there was a rule with A and a vowel. But I could be wrong. Maybe quarter because some Q's can be a vowel. But I might be wrong. Or no, anurb. No, not the. Yeah. But I thought there was something with a vowel, like A, and then you can say a vowel word, like a apple, but we wouldn't say a apple, but I thought there was a word you could say. The herb, it depends on the contents. If you're saying it would be an herb, not a herb, an herb. Or if you're describing the herb, if you're describing an herb, you said the herb is growing in my backyard. Not an, yeah. So the and an, if you're speaking about it, it could be used interchangeably. All right. No more article mistakes. So she is going to university. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to say this right now. If you're in America, it's going to sound wrong. Well, technically, it's not wrong, but you're not going to sound natural. So, yes, Franco, yeah, the H is silent. We would say the H is silent, not mute. She is going to university. That's a British thing. She is going to the university. We like to add a the to it, right? So she's going to the university. But again, those are technically both correct, but in American grammar, we would say she is going to the university. However, both are correct. Let me do something really quick. Oh no, what happened? Let me go back to my chat. Do you guys have my channel, by the way? Do you have my channel? If you guys want to see some of the notes I have, you guys can go here to my channel. No. If you're in England, we say university. Yeah, university. Sure, university. But we would say I'm going to the university. Again, grammar and American. So I'm specifying. I'm specifying American grammar. What's up, James? And again, guys, don't be fooled by the thumbnail. I'll change the thumbnail later. It's not a game show. I'm just too lazy to change it now. Yo, James, you feel free to infiltrate my live if you want. You have the power to come up on stage at any time. Yeah.
Hi, Grant.
Oh wow, you really do want to infiltrate me.
I thought I could go.
Well, I was just telling them that I'm looking at my source here, and they're showing it correct and incorrect, and like she is going to university would be technically correct, but we do not say that in the States. We do not say she's going to university. I don't hear any Americans say that, unless you're the first American to say that. She's going to the university. But in England, it's acceptable. What is that thing? We add the to it. You know, Americans like to make things complicated. There's a comedian. What's his name? He was making fun of Americans because okay. So for example, guys, for vocab's sake, in England they say pavement. We are simplifying it by saying sidewalk, right? In the UK they call it a bin, right? We have to call it a trash can because we don't know it's trash. It's funny what you say.
Sounds like you have some anti-British bias.
No, I have no anti. I'm just saying if they want to know American grammar, this is it. We are lazy. We say trash can, get over it. We have to be more specific, all right? What was the other one they say? A pavement, sidewalk, bin, trash can. What was the other comment he made that he makes fun of us about? I don't know. We have to describe what it is rather than what it is, if that makes sense. So get over it. We're American. We want to make it simpler for us. We're lazy. Get over it. If you want a British grammar instructor, go to them. But I will teach you the American way. I'm not saying that it's incorrect. I'm giving that disclaimer. American grammar, we say she is going to the university. Now, James, I might need your British help here. He is engineer. Is that acceptable in England? No, right? He is engineer.
I'm an American.
I know. But no, I hear that a lot, though. And what surprises me the most is that I hear these mistakes, and this is not meant to, put them down, but these are mistakes that come from advanced and fluent learners and even more sadder English speakers who try to be teachers. And like I see this all the time. I am teacher, hire me. I am teacher, hire me. It's like, no, you're not a teacher. But when you don't add this, is that right? The subject. When you don't add the subject, you're not going to make any sense. You're not going to make any sense whatsoever. Oh, by the way, James, if you did hear my disclaimer, it's being broadcast live on the YouTube. It's okay.
You have me broadcasting on YouTube. I just
but James, if it makes you feel any better, well, I did disclaim it at the beginning. But if it makes you feel any better, I'm a nobody. Nobody's gonna watch this. I ask the English Hub to contribute and watch. I get no watch hours out of this. But anyways, yeah. So we don't say I am teacher, I am engineer.
That's great.
I am police officer. We don't say that. Don't say it. Don't write it. Don't think it. Don't dream it, unless it's a play, Or what's that Shakespearean play? I am thunder. Hear me roar, or something like what was that from? I am thunder. Hear me roar. Is that like a poem or something? Why do I think of that? I am thunder. Hear me roar.
I tell my students all the time. They start their studies learning the articles a and the at the very beginning,
and then
will
they end up
continue
forgetting
to study
it
the articles
when they get older.
into their advanced studies.
Yeah, but what they remember from what they learned from the beginning, I'm gonna close the door because my neighbor wants to be a double S and make lots of noise. So maybe that will close it in. I just like the air to flow through my door. Anyway, and I end up losing my train of thought when I hear noise. Typical American. We lose our train of thought easily. So what was I saying? Yes, I think the articles are the first to go. The articles are the first to go. Because when they get advanced, they're learning all the nitty-gritty stuff. But again, I'm horrible with grammar. That's why I'm focusing on the speaking part of grammar. I feel I'm more of an expert when it comes to speaking than when it comes to grammar writing. You're going to show me an essay, I'm going to look at it and go, good luck, ask Grammarly. Or you can go to proofreading and maybe one of the 10,000 people online might look at it. All right. He is in, so the correction would be he is an engineer. Next would be I am looking, don't say this if you're looking, don't ever say this to an employer. I am looking for a job. I am looking for a job. You are not going to get hired by any employer unless they're just as horrible as you in grammar. I am looking for a job. They're going to take one look at you and go, okay, goodbye. Okay, goodbye. You're going to get 2 words out of that. Maybe they won't say goodbye, but they go, okay, block. If I get a message like that on Facebook and a teacher goes, I am looking for a job, block. I don't want to give them the time of day. There is such thing as a native grammar mistake and a non-native grammar mistake. And no native speaker is going to say, I am looking for a job, unless for some reason their keyboard is broken. But again, we're talking about speaking. So do not ever speak, I am looking for a job. Don't do it. You will not get hired. Unless they have to meet a quota and hire a certain race, how they're doing it in the States. Oh, well, if you're this part and you got to hire this many people. All right, next. Prepositions. Another common mistake here. So let's talk about them, guys. So it's the incorrect use of prepositions, especially in expressions of time, place, and movement. So, for example, I am interested to learning Spanish. I am interested to learning Spanish. Now, could you guys tell me how you would speak that answer? Write it out. We don't say I am interested to learning Spanish. Chris, I'm glad you're enjoying this. Trouble has it. Yeah, I am interested in learning Spanish. Or I'm interested in learning Spanish. Learning, be correct too. I'm interested in learning Spanish, or I'm interested in learning Spanish. Yeah, correct. Yeah. She is good in cooking. I'm gonna give you guys some of these examples. And let's see here. Copy and paste. All right. Guarantee you'll like seeing these answers. There we go. All right. I'm giving you the mistake and the correction. Yeah, but the thing is yeah, it depends. I'm giving you examples. Yeah. But again, I'm focusing on the spoken part. But you need to know those prepositions. That's just English 101. This is basic stuff that's forgotten by by fluent and advanced learners, even intermediate. Beginner and maybe pre-intermediate, I'll give you guys a break, but if you're considering yourself to be advanced or fluent, you cannot make those mistakes. But you guys do. Both are correct depending where you're living. I'm taking a Spanish class at my university. So, I mean, I guess it just really depends on the context. So again, both in university and at university are commonly used, but their usage can depend on the variety of English being spoken. American English at is less common, and in university or simply in college is more often used. American English, you would say, I'm learning Spanish in my university. British English at university and in are used, but at university is more common when referring to the institution. So we just say in college. Technically, when you're in the States, we say college, not university. I'm going to college this year. I'm attending this university. I'm going to this college. Okay. I'm going to go through a few more, guys, and that's going to be the end of my class here. I would appreciate it, guys, if you guys go and look at the live afterwards. I do my best to give you guys a good lesson. You know, I really try hard. He is married with a doctor. He is married to a doctor. So to a doctor. She's married to a doctor. She's married to a doctor. Ask a proofreading. Go here. Go here. There you go, MG. Your light to heaven. This is the pearly gates for you, if you're a religious person. Consider that the pearly gates. that will help you out. By the way, guys, I'm not even religious, but I can make puns like that. So proofreading and pronunciation are your pearly gates, guys. There you go. Speaking and proofreading. If you're in a rut and you need an answer now, I'll do it. You're going to have to pay me. I don't do anything for free. This is for free. But when you guys are going, hey, Teacher Grant, talk to me, bring me up. What is it? What's it saying? Money doesn't grow on trees. I am waiting for you since 2 o'clock. I'm 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 waiting for you since 2 o'clock. I've been waiting. Yeah. I've been waiting, or yeah. I have been waiting for you since 2 o'clock. Yeah. All right. Guys, if you want the cheat sheet, if you want my examples, go to the live. I should see all 19 of you looking for these answers. All right. Do not screen share this. I have been waiting for you since. If the event is done, Krish, if the event is done, you could say, I was waiting for you since 2 o'clock, but then I decided to go home. You need to have something to add to that. So I've been waiting for you since this time. Now then I decided to go home because it's already happened. If they arrive. So if I'm arriving to meet you, you could say, I've been waiting for you since 2 o'clock. If I arrive and you're not there, you can say, I've been waiting for you since. Oh, hold on. Sorry. I've been waiting for you since. I guess it depends on the context. Yeah, I did wait. Or you can say, I was waiting for you, but you did not arrive. I stayed. Now, again, you guys don't need to like, and again, I'm mixing up some grammar stuff, but you do not need to be so concise and whether or not one way is correct over the other. It just really depends on the context, on when it was happening and how it's happening. So I've been waiting for you since 2 o'clock. Yeah. I did wait. So I waited for you, or I waited for 2 hours, but you never showed up, so I went home. Hopefully you never wait for a friend for 2 hours. That would be absolutely crazy. The longest I would wait for a friend would probably be 30 minutes. Just saying. But I'm not going to wait for a friend for 2 hours at a spot and have the possibility that your friend does not show up. We don't say me and my wife. My wife and I have two children. I have 2 kids. My wife and I have 2 children. We never say me and my wife. My wife and I. My wife and I have 2 children. My wife and I have 2 children. Let's keep going, guys. Let's see here. Let's talk about, my favorite. You guys get this wrong so often. It drives me crazy how often you get this wrong. Tenses. And there's all this like, well, is this correct? Is that correct? You can ask about certain situations, and in tenses, you technically can get away with when you're talking, when you're speaking. You can get away with tenses, to be honest. You can get away with them. So, let me talk about tenses basically here, okay? They're basically the incorrect use of a verb, especially with the past perfect, present perfect, and future perfect tenses. And guys, they all can be used interchangeably. You could write a bunch of sentences out, and if they sound right, it's good enough. If it's about being written, there's other rules and regulations that they'll follow. So let's talk about tenses. Yesterday, I am going to the beach. Now, this is an incorrect tense, right? Yesterday, I am going to the beach. So yesterday, I am going to the beach. We would not say that because we're talking in the past tense. Yes, yesterday, I went to the beach. Yesterday, I went to the beach. Yesterday, I went to the beach. Okay? So yesterday, I went to the beach. I have seen that movie before. I have seen that movie before. Sorry, forgive me. I have seen that movie before. I'm looking at my notes wrong. I have seen that movie before. I have seen that movie before. I have seen that movie before. You would say, I have seen that movie before. I have seen that movie before. I have seen that movie before. Okay? If you guys want the notes, the notes are on the live. Or in the live. Not on. In the live. The notes are in the live chat. The notes are in the live chat. So, I have seen that movie before. I have seen that movie before. Okay. Let me look at my notes here. She will arrive. Sorry, she will be arrives at 3 p.m. She will. I hope no one's ever said that before. She will be arrives at 3 p.m. She will be arrives at 3 p.m. Would be she will arrive. I have. No, I had no. I had no. I had no. I have. Guys, had, has, have. Abino. Okay, you're a beginner. I'm giving you a pass. Good. I'm giving you a pass. Yeah, I have seen that movie before. I was checking to make sure you weren't intermediate or advanced, but you got a pass. So I have seen that movie before. I have. Okay? Yes, she will arrive at 3 p.m. And by the time you arrive, I will leave. Now, it's a bit tricky because of the context. It's like, okay, if you get to my house, by the time you arrive, I will leave. So, like, it really depends on the context. You're wondering, you can speak however you want. It depends on the context. We cannot say, I had seen that movie. We cannot say, I had seen that movie. I mean, I suppose it depends on the context. Because have seen is the present perfect tense, which is to indicate that the action happened at an unspecific time in the past. All right, so why not had? If you said, I had seen that movie, it is in the past perfect tense, which is used to indicate an action that was completed before another past action. So you need to add context to that. I had seen that movie before I read the book. So in your original sentence, using the present perfect tense, I have seen, is more appropriate because you're talking about a past action with a result that is relevant to the present. You have knowledge or experience of having seen the movie. So if you're adding context to it, then it's correct. I had seen that movie before I read the book. Okay? So another example might be, before the party, I had seen the decorations. She realized she had seen him before at the store. By the time they arrived, I had seen the movie twice. I had seen the play several times before it closed. He had seen the email, but he forgot to reply. Does that make sense, guys? I'm going to give these examples in the live chat, which you guys are probably not in. So here are your examples. Okay, here are your examples. Let me give you examples. All right. So I'm writing these in the chat, guys. Forgive me because you need to add a D to it. So I had seen the movie. I'm going to just show it to you guys. Hold on. 1 second here. So, yeah. There you guys go. I'm putting examples. By the time he got here, she had seen the movie already. Yeah. That's perfectly fine. So, you may feel, but like I said, you can speak any way you want. I'm just telling you guys these are mistakes that you guys make, and people who are in the States are going to notice this, okay? You're going in for an interview, you're going to the university or to a college in the States. They're going to interview you. They're going to see how educated you guys are. They're going to see how well you can speak and compose yourself. So it's ultimately up to you. If you want to speak, I'm going to be blunt. If you want to speak crappy, speak crappy. By the time I arrived at the dead of night, the party had ended. Maybe if you're writing the story, but everyone's gonna ever speak like that. I mean, honestly, the way that those examples are like you're writing the story, right? Let me finish the examples, guys, and then I will finish. So, yeah, so by the time you arrive, I will leave. So by the time you arrive, I will have left, okay? By the time you arrive, I will have left, all right? If you guys want the notes, you guys can go to the chat. You guys throw a like, show me that you're watching, throw a comment out there. When this live ends, you guys throw a comment. Maybe I'll do a giveaway. Maybe I'll do a giveaway. The party was over. Very good. Very good. That is proper. If your roommate goes, hey, why are you back so early? You can say, oh, the party was over by the time I had arrived. Perfect. That's a perfect, natural, responsible answer. But the party was over by the time I arrived. But again, the context has to be there. There has to be a question. So, hey, what happened? Why are you back so early? Oh, the party was over by the time I had arrived. Or you can say the party was over. You can even add that. You even have to add that extra context to it. Because you're not telling your friend a story. Like you just, the party was over. You can even speak without proper sentences, if that makes sense. You can speak, I don't know what those phrases are called, but you can just say the party was over. End it like that. The party was over. Why are you back so early? The party was over. You don't need to add the extra, but that's fine. That's a perfect explanation, depending on what you're saying. That's my time, not my time, guys, but that's my lesson. I'm going to open up the let's see, what am I at? Oh, I gotta leave soon. I should do a little timer or something like that. You gotta put a timer on. Anyways. Hey Siri, set a timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes starting now.
Okay. So I'm gonna open up the stage, and I will take your questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. But my answers are never going to be the only right answer. Okay. So stage is open. You have 5 minutes. If you don't want to come up on stage, that's fine. If you want to ask questions, that's fine. But you guys have 5 minutes. The shortcut sounds definitely. Is that a question or is that a rhetorical? Is that a rhetorical statement or a question? Yeah, we speak in shortcuts. I got to do a lesson on shortcuts, how we speak. We're not writing a story, you know. Even the way I'm speaking right now is not fully proof, not fully proper. What's the phrase I'm looking for? Even the way that I'm speaking right now is not fully proper, if that makes sense. It's just fluent and flows. All right. So, bingo. I would suggest, is there a grammar? Help me out, guys. Is there a grammar section in? Oh, you can go here. English help. Hold on. Go here. English questions. I don't know if there is a grammar section, but that's, oh God, movies definitely. Okay, so I'm gonna say this, guys. If you're ever confused or have questions, go to the English question section for further, you know, for further answers, I guess. Even what I just said doesn't sound right. I just can't think of the words I'm trying to think of. And you know how we have those moments? I'm having an moment right now because I'm out of things to say. I would love questions to come through to the chat. I would love to answer questions to the best of my ability. If it has to do with the grammatic rules of writing, the wrong person to ask. I don't see any other teacher in here, but I would welcome you guys to ask. So, any questions? You guys have less than a minute. You're missing out on question time. So I'm gonna close the stage. Sorry, guys. When I mean stage, I mean like I'm gonna close the request for stage. After watching too many shows, at points my speaking just sounds like I'm trying to imitate those villainous tones coming from those memorable antagonists. Yeah. Even if you speak like a TV show, you might sound natural, but you might sound strange. So, but yeah. Any other questions, guys, that I could answer for you? I might actually take this live on YouTube for maybe 15 more minutes exclusively on YouTube. So, oops, sorry, guys. You guys know where that live is at. I might take this further live. But are there any more questions I could address? Any confusion, etc. that I could answer? I hope you guys can support, watch the live again, put it in background mode, mute the tab, make sure the video is unmuted, and watch it all the way through. Even if you don't watch it, just put it on there. I need those watch hours. The quicker I can get approved, the quicker I can do giveaways. You guys want free classes? Help me get there. When I talk, I think about grammar first, so sometimes making me can't. Well, M11, I gotta be honest, if you're thinking about grammar first, you should double check your sentence there. You might want to say, when I talk, I think about grammar first. So sometimes it can make me not talk spontaneously, maybe is what you're trying to say. If you're asked, I don't know what the grammar order is. I just know to speak. You need to ask that in the English question group. And especially if it comes to writing. I'm not the best grammar teacher, so you would have to get the advice from some fellow teachers. There is a teacher that specializes in grammar. Nima is a grammar teacher. Nima actually gives grammar classes, so I would highly advise enrolling in his class. It's a paid class, so I would highly advise that you enroll in his class. If you guys want to be in one of my classes with a group of 5 people, it's just $5 per each student to have a class with me. So basically, coffee for a week, guys. So either sacrifice coffee for a week or sacrifice coffee for a week for a class, or you can have me all to yourself and sacrifice coffee for a month. So, but a group of 5 students, $5 each, that's not expensive. So that's what I can do for you guys. So group of 5, $5, 45 minutes. Most of the time, I notice my grammar mistakes in my writing, but I often make stupid grammar mistakes when I'm speaking. Okay. Sometimes grammar mistakes when speaking become obsolete. They become ignored. They're not as noticeable as it is when it's written. So it depending on how bad the mistake is will determine on whether they notice it or not. Like if you say I am job, I am job, I am teacher, I want job, I can do job, like that kind of structure is going to be noticed. That kind of structure is going to show that you have no composure in anything. You won't be able to do anything. Okay, I think I'm out of any other questions, guys? Any other questions? Face the same problem. I'm good at grammar, but on paper, but while speaking, I always mess it up somehow. I'm the opposite. I can speak fine, but when it comes to paper, this is why I highly recommend that when you check your work, you gotta check it more than twice. You cannot just expect the grammar to improve out of nowhere. So Rectus, can I be honest with you, Rectus, without you being offended? I gotta be blunt. So can I be blunt? And hopefully it's not offensive, but I gotta be blunt. Okay, those who say there's nowhere for me to practice, or I don't have time, or I don't have money. If you're saying that there's nowhere to practice, like I said, you're in this English Hub group. I'm not here very often, so I don't see what goes down in the group. I don't know how active the English question group is, or the resource, or pronunciation, or proofreading groups are. I don't know how active they are. I don't know how, if you asked a question in the English question group, how quickly are they going to respond? I don't know what the response time is. Sorry, I'm rambling. Alexis, I'm going to get to the point. If you are serious about improving your English and you really want to improve yourself and you want to be better, you need to pay a teacher. That's the ugly truth. But I have no money. So find a service that the teacher needs and do that job. I'm not going to open this up to anybody because I've given up, but how active are the voice chats, Krish? I'm never able to join you guys because they're always full. So I always see they're full. But are they practical? Are they useful? Do they help? Okay. And I even think there's a way for you to create a room. Didn't Vivek create a way for you guys to create a room? Okay. Yeah. And there's a way for you to create your own room, right? I have to look into it, but I thought Vivek made it so you guys could create your own exclusive room. Like I see like a dozen rooms for 2 people to practice, and you can even create your own room and set a limit to how many people can be in that room. If I'm wrong, please tell me. I'll double check, but I thought there was a way to create a room. You go into the chat. You go into it, and let me see here. Let me see. And voice to chat, lounge. I could be wrong. I'm gonna talk to Vivek about that. I could be wrong, so please don't quote me. I could be wrong. But if it comes to it, guys, you know, I know finances are different everywhere, guys. I know that. And I have my group classes. I teach kids. I give a deal to the parents. They pay about $5 for their kid. The sacrifice is they're in a group of six. They're in a group of six, or 5 or 6. It depends on what it is. So I can do that with you guys. You guys are all grown adults. You guys can handle 6 people in a class. So $5 per class is not a bad deal. $5. If I looked up, rural areas where coffee is like $1, maybe 75 cents. So I could be overestimating the cost. But a cup of coffee, a pack of cigarettes, a beer, soda, chips, candy, all those are expenses that everybody pays for. Those are the luxury things that you guys pay for. So you're definitely spending. Now, I'm not forbidding you and saying, well, you should take an English class and not get that chocolate bar. But I'm saying if you can afford a chocolate bar, you can afford an English class. So that's pretty much all. I'm out of ideas to say, guys. Any other questions that you guys want to ask? I'm already going over my time. I said I would go. So I'm ready to hear other questions. The stage is closed. I gave you guys 5 minutes to come up, but nobody wanted to come up on stage. So any other questions, guys? I do not know when my next class is going to be. So I don't know when the next class will be, but it will be when it is. My schedule varies. So if you guys want private classes, I highly advise get a group of 5 friends together, $5 each, and you get a 45-minute class. If you guys want a shorter class, well, it's going to be pretty much the same price. There's a platform that I can use and send to you. And I believe the class is, let me see what it is. I think it's this. No. I think the price is $7. If you guys, it's a bit more expensive because it's on a platform and they take a percentage, so I have to charge a bit more. But if you guys want like a shorter class, it's $7 for 20 minutes. Hold on, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. That price is wrong. I think it's wrong. I think it's 8. Let me see. 8 minus. It is $8 for 20 minutes. It's a bit more expensive for one-on-one, but the platform takes a percentage, and I can't get paid less than McDonald's. So I'm not going to charge less than what McDonald's would pay me. So you can message me about that as well if you guys want one-on-one. Any other questions, guys, before I go? Any more questions? Thank you for joining, guys. People who just came in, I'm sorry, class is over. But if you guys are just arriving, you guys can watch the live here. All right. It is not a game show, just FYI, I'm just lazy and didn't want to change the, home. Hi, I saw maybe a kid. Anything else, guys? Going once, going twice. I appreciate you guys. If you message me, I assume you want to talk about my class. Other than that, you have a lot of people who are online. Go to the lounge, a beginner. There's 4 spots in the beginner slot voice channel. There are no spots in the lounge. There's 1 spot for intermediate, but there are also 3 more. No problem. There are 3 more voice channels for beginner, and there are 3 more. There's a voice channel for B2, B3, C1. But like I said, I think you guys can. I think you guys can ask the bot to create a voice channel. All right, goodbye, guys. Hello, Fishy. Sorry, class is over. So I'm going to end it now, guys. Take it easy. See you guys next time. And let me know if you guys want a class with me. I will talk to you about that in detail when you DM me. All right, goodbye, guys. Bye-bye. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Is anyone still left in the anyone left over? Okay. All right, guys. Book club.